everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ebony. I make videos about human design. So this video is going to be all about manifestors. However, there is a announcement that I want to make before I get into the video, and that is that I'm going to be expanding the topics that I talk about here on YouTube. I love human design. That is a big part of what I do in my business, but I am a manifesting generator, and I've made this niche for myself in human design, and I love it. I absolutely love talking about it, but I do want to start talking about the other things that I am learning, the other things that I have used in my personal journey that have helped me get to where I am. So I'm not going to stop making human design content. That will never change, but I am going to be expanding, especially in the next year as I become a certified love, sex, and relationship coach. I'm going to start talking about other things like sexuality, like sexual relationships, like spirituality. I want to do yoga videos. I'm a certified yoga teacher. I want to start incorporating all of these things now. So if you are interested in that, it's going to be a lot more videos to come. If you are only interested in the human design stuff, that is perfectly okay. I will still be posting it, so you don't need to worry about that. But my content will be expanding over the next few weeks. So that's it. This video is going to be about manifestors, and I have notes so that I don't get off track. So, manifestors. Manifestors are the trendsetters. They are the leaders. They are the people who are inspiring us to expand and to move forward. If you're a manifestor, you are the only ones, you are the only energy type whose strategy does not involve waiting. Generators and manifesting generators have to wait to respond. Projectors have to wait for an invitation. Reflectors have to wait a lunar cycle. Manifestors, you're not waiting for anyone. We are following you. So it's really important that you learn to trust yourself, you learn to trust your inner urges, and you actually follow your strategy, because when you are living out of alignment, you are not only affecting your own growth, you are not only affecting your own ability to expand, but you're also affecting the collective as a whole, because we are following you. We're following you. If you're not moving, if you're too scared to move, if you don't trust what you feel needs to be brought into physical form, the rest of us have nothing to do. The generators have nothing to build upon. The reflectors have nothing to anticipate. The projectors have nothing to guide. They have no system to tweak and make more efficient. If you are not out in the world initiating these things, the rest of us are kind of just floating, and I had someone comment on one of my videos on TikTok, and she was saying how it bothered her being a manifestor because it feels like everyone's waiting for her. Like, they don't have any ideas of their own, and everybody wants her to tell them what to do. And it's like, it's not that we're not creative on our own. It's not that we can't create things. It's just that so much of who you are involves going first, involves being a leader, involves being at the forefront, setting the trends. You have this direct connection to the unseen, and you have a motorized throat that makes it very easy for you to speak things into existence, to plant thoughts and ideas into the minds of other people to be brought forth into reality, into the physical world. That is a huge part of your design, a huge part of how you are meant to show up in the world. And part of that means embracing it. Embracing the fact that you have to be the one that goes first. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, manifestors, you are here to lead us into new directions. You are here to expand the collective, here to expand our view on what can be created. That is your job as a manifestor. Now, when we're talking about your strategy, which is to inform and initiate, there's something really important that manifestors experience, especially as children. When you're a child, you most of the time you can't really do things on your own because you're a kid, and you have to ask for permission, you have to ask for supervision because you are a child, and most of the things in the world are not geared towards children to be able to do on their own. However, manifestor children still have these urges. They still have these things that are within them that need to be expressed, that need to be done. Even as children, manifestors are leaders. They know and feel innately that they need to be going first. They need to be leading and informing and initiating. But that's very hard as a child. So what happens is when manifestor children have an urge and they express this urge, they inform the people around them of what they are going to do, they are met with, oh, you can't do that, you're a child, or they're not supported, or they're told that their ideas are unrealistic. These circumstances are deeply, deeply hurtful for manifestor children, because it tells them one of two things. Either they cannot trust themselves, they cannot trust their intuition, they cannot trust their urges, and they will repress them instead of allowing them to be expressed in the way they know they need to be expressed, or they will begin to not trust the people around them. They'll start to move in silence. They'll start to do things in secret because they know if I tell this person what I'm going to do, they're going to shit all over it. And it hurts less when I just do it on my own than having them say that I can't do it or that I shouldn't do it. So those are the two big wounds for manifestors that will carry on into adulthood. Either they develop a mistrust of themselves or they develop a mistrust of other people. Either way, you are living out of alignment with your design because you're not informing, which is not great. And the reason why informing is so important is that you need other people. Not in the sense that, you can't function if you don't have other people, but you have very big ideas. And your big ideas need big energy in order to be brought into the physical world. That is the synergistic relationship between generators and manifestors. You have the ideas, they've got the energy to bring your ideas to life. But if you're not informing, then those generators can't come on and help you bring what you know needs to be brought into the physical. So if you try to do it all on your own, you may get burnt out. You may not be able to complete it in the way that you want to. You may not, it's not going to look the way you want it to look because you're trying to do it all on your own because you don't trust the people around you. And that's not your fault. It's not your fault, but it is something that you kind of have to move yourself out of, right? So that's the not trusting other people. When it comes to not trusting yourself, that is a decision that you have to make. If you've seen any of my videos, if you know anything about human design, you know that everyone has a unique operating system and this is yours. So trusting that when you lean into your urges, when you lean into the things that you know need to be expressed, your soul desires, your soul urges, trusting that that is what you are meant to be doing, regardless of what the people around you are saying, regardless of what you're seeing in your physical reality. Cultivating that trust within yourself is so important. And it may be that you have to start a little slow. You have to start off with small decisions, with smaller urges, just to build up that trust. And once you trust yourself, once you know, okay, this is what I'm meant to do, this is what I know needs to be done, let me go ahead and start informing, start taking action, right? So getting back to your strategy, I feel like I got off topic. You need to be informing and you need to be initiating, because even though it is your job to expand us into the unknown, you don't have to do it all on your own, and most of the time you're not going to want to necessarily do it all on your own. You're going to need help. You're going to need that extra energy that a generator or a manifesting generator will bring. Also projectors and reflectors as well. Like, I'm not leaving them out, but a lot of the legwork is going to be done by generators and manifesting generators. But of course, everyone has a hand in this. There's no energy types that are more important than the others. Like, that's not a thing. So, yep. So when you are informing, when you are initiating, you need to be very clear about what it is that you are bringing into the world. Get crystal clear on that. And once you have that information, start to inform and start doing the things that you know you can do on your own. Get into that. It's with manifestors, it's a non-verbal creative flow. You'll get into these phases, and we're gonna talk about the manifestor cycle in a minute. You get into these phases of when you're in a creative flow. The information and the ideas are just pouring out of you. Everything is flowing, and you can do that for hours. And you won't speak. You're just doing. You're just letting everything pour out of you. And then once you're done, you're done. But allow yourself to get into that space. And when you inform people about what you're doing, make sure you let them know, hey, don't interrupt me. If you have a question, when I'm done doing what I'm doing, we can talk about it. But right now, I'm in this flow. I'm in my creative mode. I need to do this now, and I need you to not interrupt me. Because if someone interrupts you in the middle of your creative flow, it's a problem. That is one of the things that will push you into anger so quickly, is if you are in the middle of a creative flow and someone interrupts you. Worst thing in the world. Okay, so let's talk about the manifestor cycle. Well, the cycles of a manifestor. Manifestors go through cycles, which is why it's so important for them to have flexibility in their job, in their life, whatever. So there's 4 phases. The first phase is when you discover something that you want to do, like a new idea, a new opportunity that's come into your life, and you're like, yes, I want to do that. The second phase is when you start taking action. You're doing the things, you're starting to inform people, you're letting everyone around you know what's happening, people are jumping on to join you, you're getting into this creative flow, you're taking action, you're doing the things. That's the second phase. The third phase is when your interest kind of starts to wane a little bit. You start to get a little bit bored, and you start looking for ways that you can hand this off to someone else so you can move on. This is the phase where it's time for you to move on. When your interest is starting to wane, when you're starting to get a little bit bored, when things are starting to get a little stale, that is when you know, okay, it's time for me to start handing this off. It's time for me to free up my energy so that I can be ready for the next thing that comes, which is another reason why it's so important for you to inform, because if you don't let anyone know what you're doing, and you try and do it all on your own, when the time comes for you to release it, there's no one to release it to because you kept it all to yourself. See how that could be a problem? Yeah. So that's the third phase, starting to release it. The fourth phase is reflection. This is the time when you are looking back on the thing, the project. You're looking back and you're taking this time to extract the information, extract the wisdom from this experience. You don't necessarily go straight out of one project straight into another project. You need time to rest and reflect. You're not a manifesting generator. You're not a manifesting generator, okay? So it's really, really important that you are taking this time to reflect very seriously, and you're allowing yourself to rest and recharge, but also take the information so you can use that for future projects, okay? Now, application. If you are feeling anger as a manifestor, there's a few things that you could probably do that may help. Number 1, start informing more. Start letting the people around you know what you're going to do before you're going to do it. Now, anger can also come from not feeling supported, feeling like the people around you that you are informing don't understand you. They don't get it. They don't see your vision. And that can make you feel very angry. Cultivate your people. Cultivate your tribe. If you know there is someone who does not support you, then that is not someone you should be informing. That is not someone that you should be sharing your knowledge and the information that you are doing what you're doing with. Okay? I'm not saying that you have to inform everybody. You don't have to inform the unsupported people. You don't have to inform the people that don't believe in you. But when you are informing, understand that you are creating the space for people to come on and help you. So it's not that you should never ever inform, because you definitely should, but be very conscious and aware of the people that you have in your life. And don't allow them to push you into your not-self. Don't let their small-mindedness make you angry. So part of what I always tell manifestors is to cultivate your people. Surround yourself with people who are going to be supportive. Surround yourself with people who understand your needs and urges to bring new things into the physical. So when you go to inform them, you know they are going to be supportive. Also, stop trying to do everything yourself. This kind of goes into informing and initiating, but I'm going to say it again because it's very important. Stop trying to do everything yourself. Stop trying to do everything yourself and cultivate trust. Trust is so big for manifestors because you are going first. You're literally out in the front by yourself. So you need to be able to trust that you are going in the right direction, that what you're doing is what you are meant to be doing. You have to have that trust. You cannot do the work that you are meant to do without it. So if there is nothing else in the world that you take away from this video, let it be trusting yourself. And when you are trusting yourself, and when you are letting yourself be sucked into these cycles, and when you are letting yourself inform without fear of being misunderstood, you will experience peace, which is your signature theme. That peace comes from feeling supported, feeling understood by the people around you, allowing yourself to flow from thing to thing, and allowing yourself to get stuck in this creative process. That is it. That is, my goodness. That is really what all you need to do as a manifestor. You don't need to force or push anything. It all comes very naturally and easily for you. Because you are meant to expand the collective. You are meant to push us into the unknown. You are meant to take us places that we have never been before. It's not a struggle for you. So that is all I have for manifestors. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I will see you in the next one.